What's up, my friend David Moss Jr. here, and in this video today we are going to be going over 3 ways to massively improve your infrared sauna sessions. And most people get at least 2 of these wrong every single time. And when they do, they still sweat, they still feel warm, and they still feel good, but they're leaving a lot of actual benefits on the table. And quick overview, because I don't like withholding information or making you hold on or wait for like clickbait stuff, so I hate that myself. So the 3 things we're gonna cover in this video are: number 1, the heat itself. And more specifically, why full spectrum infrared heat is very different from far infrared heat. Number 2, how a really common companion that I've made a ton of content around might be actually limiting your infrared sauna benefits. And then number 3, how to take recovery to a whole nother level by fueling up before you actually get into your sauna. And how that 3rd one actually ties everything in together. Now, before we get into the first one, I want to set a little context, because I'm not normally sitting down fueling up with a massive meal before I get into my saunas, because most days my sauna sessions are part of a much bigger and longer routine, and I don't really love feeling heavy or sluggish during that routine. But there is one thing I do every single time since I found out about the magic of fueling up with the right nutrition before getting into a sauna, and that's because it directly impacts what the sauna is actually doing for my body. And that's where today's video sponsor fits in pretty naturally. So what is it that I use? Right here. Heart and Soil organ supplements. These are organ-based supplements using liver, heart, spleen, pancreas, kidney. It's a full spread, and they have multiple blends for different reasons. There's some formulations that have bone marrow, testicle, even women's organ blends. And the reason this really matters is because organs are loaded with important minerals, amino acids, and fat soluble vitamins. And these are raw materials that our bodies and cells actually use to repair. We're gonna go over this in way more detail, but infrared saunas increase circulation and they increase the demand for these nutrients. And if those nutrients aren't available, the body can still adapt, but just not as well. So instead of going in fasted or forcing a huge meal, I take these little babies right beforehand. They're light, they're dense, they're easy. My dogs love them, and it gives my body exactly what it needs. And if you'd like to check these out with a special discount of up to 35% off, I'm gonna have that link down in the video description, and it'll pop up on the screen as well. And last little bit on this, I'm excited about this because I've been buying Heart and Soil supplements for the past 4 years, long before me and Paul Saladino were ever friends, and now I can say that they are a channel sponsor. So thank you. And now that that context is set, let's get into the 3 things you're watching this video for. And number 1 is the heat itself. All infrared saunas are not all the same, and this is where confusion comes in. Infrared light is actually divided in different ranges based off of wavelengths. The important ones are near infrared, mid-infrared, and far infrared. Far infrared saunas emit mostly longer wavelengths, and these wavelengths interact primarily with the skin and surface. This leads to warming, surface level circulation, which leads to sweating and ultimately relaxation. This is also why far infrared saunas are easy, accessible, and everybody can use them, because they're very gentle. And there's nothing wrong with that, it's just limited. Full spectrum infrared saunas like the one I'm sitting in right now, which is the Luminar 5 by Sun Home Saunas. Definitely recommend taking a look at it. I'll have information linked in the description, and I'll have the review pop up at the end of this video. These combine near, mid, and far infrared. And what's great about that is near infrared wavelengths interact with the mitochondria deep inside your body. Those are the energy producing parts of your cells. And when mitochondria functions better, cells have more energy to repair and adapt. Then there's the mid infrared, which works deep into your muscles and your connective tissues. This supports tissue elasticity. It also supports joint recovery and deeper circulation. So instead of just heating up your surface, full spectrum infrared is communicating with your skin, your tissues, and your cells all at the same time. And that layered interaction is why full spectrum saunas feel so much different from just far infrared. So you're not just getting hot, but you're actually changing how your cells produce energy and recover. Now, the second one surprises almost everyone, and it even surprises me. If you've ever used an infrared sauna, you probably know the infrared sauna doesn't primarily heat the air. They're designed to deliver radiant energy directly into your body, and that means your skin is the interface. And anything that changes what's happening on your skin changes how much of that infrared energy is actually being absorbed. And unfortunately, water changes that dramatically. When your skin is wet, infrared energy gets scattered, and it might even get reflected off instead of penetrating, which is a pretty big problem. And on top of that, evaporation cools the skin. So you accidentally end up with two competing signals. Heat is trying to enter, but cooling is happening on the surface. So that kind of blunts the effects. And unfortunately, this matters even more when it comes to full spectrum infrared heat, because near infrared needs clean skin contact to penetrate deeply into the mitochondria and capillary beds. This becomes especially important when you're doing cold plunging and combining it doing contrast therapy. And it didn't really make sense to me until it started making sense to me. And that's why I'm making this video, because even some of the things I've talked about in the past are starting to change a little bit. Just think about this. After cold exposure in a cold plunge, your skin is cold and your skin is wet. Not to mention blood vessels are constricted. And if you walk straight into your infrared sauna like that, the heat's penetration is reduced and the heat signal is delayed. But not to fear, the fix is actually pretty simple. Use your sauna first, then get out and cold plunge last. And if you're doing cycles, once you get out of your cold plunge, get out, dry off almost completely. And then once you're dry, enter the sauna again. That one change alone can make sessions feel deeper and more effective. And then this third one ties everything together, and it's probably something you're not doing. But after this video, if you are watching this, I believe you will. Full spectrum infrared saunas like the one I'm sitting in right now dramatically increase circulation, especially at the level of microvasculature. And microvasculature is referring to the smallest, teeny tiny little blood vessels. We're talking the capillaries that sit right next to the cells. And when those open up, cells receive more oxygen, more nutrients, and waste removal improves. And that, my friends, is great. That's kind of the goal of the sauna, right? But it's great only if nutrients are available. Cells that are undergoing repair need amino acids, minerals, and fat-soluble vitamins. They also need antioxidants. And getting into your infrared sauna increases the need for all of those. And that's why fed sauna sessions will feel much different than fasted sauna sessions. And both are great, both are very different. Basically, a fasted sauna session is going to emphasize stress adaptation, and a fed sauna session is going to support rebuilding and recovery. Neither is wrong, but both are completely different. If recovery, joint health, hormone health, and long-term resilience are your goals, having nutrients on board matters. And this is also why dense nutrition works so well. You don't need a huge meal, you just need availability. That's why I legitimately pair my sauna sessions with a blend of organ supplements. Or if I'm lucky, a light nutrient-dense meal right before I get in here. So those are the three things, but there's one more quick thing that I think probably needs to at least be brought up here, and that's that sweat is not even the goal. I think many people think sweat is the goal, but in reality, sweat is the byproduct. I know people who can get in the sauna for 30 minutes and not sweat and talk like that's a good thing. That's not a good thing. It means your body is not really metabolically healthy. You're not very regulated, and you're probably missing some big things. But I'm not a doctor. None of this is medical advice. This is just my opinion of what I've learned and what I've seen. And in my opinion, sweat is not the goal. And sweat is not a metric. You can actually sweat a lot and still miss all the cellular benefits. And if you're curious what I think the real benefits of an infrared sauna are, well, to me, it's improved mitochondrial function, increased microvascular circulation, heat shock protein activation, and post-heat, when I get out of the sauna, adaptation. When I leave the sauna feeling regulated instead of wrecked, to me, that's a good session. And then here's a little recap. Here's how it looks in real life for me. I try to get in the sauna with dry skin and usually wearing minimal clothing. Definitely not a hat or a necklace, like literally minimal clothing. Dry skin can soak up the infrared heat. When I'm in here, I try not to bring any technology, and I spend 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes breathing. This is my chance to unwind. If I'm doing contrast therapy, which 90+% of my sauna sessions end in a cold plunge, well then I'll cold plunge. And then when I get out of my cold plunge, I'll dry off and either go inside and finish the rest of my day, or dry off completely, maybe walk in the yard and ground for a few minutes while I'm still drip drying, and then once I'm dry, get back in the sauna. And then repeat the process. Before I come out here, I take 3 to 6 of these, so I got nutrients already available in my system, and when I'm done, I leave the sauna feeling better than when I got in. That's the only metric I really care about. And so, there's the 3 ways to massively improve your infrared sauna sessions. Number 1, use the right wavelengths and know the difference. Number 2, keep the signal clean so your body knows what to do with this energy. And number 3, give your body the building blocks to build back, restore, and recover what it needs. When you understand that, the sauna stops becoming something that you do and it becomes something that you use. Hey, I appreciate you so much for watching. If you need more information on Sun Home Saunas, I'll have that linked down in the video description with a discount code. It's a good one. Also, Heart and Soil, thank you guys for sponsoring the channel. I'm stoked on that. To anybody out there, if you've never tried organ blends that are really, really good, you gotta try these. Link and discount code down in the description for you as well. And other than that, I appreciate you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, my friends, and God bless. Hey, speaking of next video, I'm gonna have a full review of this sauna right here. I'm gonna have another video where I talk about heart and soil supplements in detail at the HQ. Pretty cool. I think you should check it out. I'll have both those videos pop up right here. I'll see you over there.